Hi guys, I'm going to be teaching an IBP Sculpt class. Now for this class, we'll need weights, a ball, and also a box. Now for the Sculpt class, we want to load up the springs, for any class really, and then we're going to start out with footwork. So right away, lay back. Ball's going to go between the inner thighs because that's going to increase the intensity, and that's what we want to do for our intermediate classes. We want to increase the intensity. I have my foot bar set on the first dot because I'm about 5'8", so that's good for me. Now get clients laying down a minute or two early, get them settled into their space. That way when it's class time, boom, we get them going, we start to move right away. So we start heels on, parallel, bicep curl. Now you want to keep clients here for 30 seconds. Inhale through the nose to press out, exhale through the mouth to come back in. Straightening the legs all the way, flex your toes toward your nose. Even pressure from right to left, from the inside of the heel to the outside of the heel. Now, squeeze that ball. Whenever I'm doing bicep curl or arms, I like to add rotation because I get a little bit of like golfer's elbow or tennis elbow or something. I don't know the difference. After 30 seconds, we come in, put the weights on the hips, superset, lift to bridge, lower tap. We're hinging up and down. We should have about 4 to 5 springs on. So it's going to give you enough support. Every time you lift, squeeze the ball, quick tap. After 30 seconds, arches on, elbow taps. So you're right on the arch of the middle of the foot, press out, punch up, come back in, tap down. Relax the toes, let the foot wrap or curl over the bar. Full extension. You're in neutral pelvis and spine, so ribs and hips are heavy. Little space in the low back and a little space behind the neck. After 30, guess what? Superset, hip hinge up, down. We've got 30 seconds here. We stay on the arch. Feet are still pointed forward. Squeeze that ball. After 30, toes to the bar, skull crushers, press out, punch up, come in, hinge at the elbow. All 10 toes are on the bar. Lift the heels high, straighten the legs all the way. Pause at the top of the press before you slowly come back in. Now inhale through the nose, fill the whole body. Exhale through the mouth. Brace the abs. After 30, we're going back to superset. Love these compound movements, especially for Sculpt class. We advertise a more athletic style reformer Pilates class, so gym vibes. After 30 of the last round of hip hinge, tuck that ball away. And then we do 2 more rounds to open up the hips, heels wide, chest press. So we're in our sumo squat position. We push out, tap the weights over the chest, bend the knees, bend the elbows wide to the side. So we're on the heels, let the knees and hips open, flex the toes back so you're back in dorsiflexion. Start to feel the shoulder blades glide together down the back, opening the collarbone, creating more width through the body, through the chest and the collarbone. After 30 seconds, we came in and we just pulsed here. Up an inch, pause, down an inch, pause, getting deeper into the vasty muscles. Try to keep the tailbone heavy. You can add the arms or omit the arms. 30 seconds, time it, press out, back in, toes on, hug a tree, press out, hug. Come back in, open the arms out wide. Find a stretch through the chest. I typically like to invite clients to close their eyes for this last round. Just focus on the breathing, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Of course, 30 seconds and pulse. 30 seconds is just the easiest way to teach a group class. Do 45 seconds, do a minute, whatever, just time it, don't guess. And press all the way out, back in, toes to the middle, calf raises, press out once, drop your heels under the bar. Lift up tippy toes and lower, lower lift, hammer curl. Squeeze your glutes when you lift, relax fully as you lower. And then in this class today, we did some little pulses in the calf raise. That's just gonna get deeper into the muscle, good little burn. And then we alternate right into our prance. We're running in place. Double pulse, Whatever little variations you like here, go slow or fast. And then of course, foot massage to finish with is the best way to finish class, in my opinion. Come all the way in, calf massage, legs over, go up and down, side to side, rolling out the calves. Now at this point, we tucked one weight underneath the foot bar. We're fully done with that weight. We're gonna reach this other weight up to the ceiling. Scoot away from the shoulder blocks. We've got some ab work to do. So tabletop the legs, crunch up right here, single leg stretch. Now we're just holding the weight overhead as we bend a knee in, reach the other leg out. We're in a crunch. I ask clients to bring their arms back over their head a little more because this is going to put more demand on the core, more demand on the abdominals. And then precision and control with the legs. Ring a doorbell with your big toe. Crunch a little higher. Of course, 30 seconds. You might want to count them down. Rest. We did 2 more rounds. Next, we did double leg stretch. So tuck the knees in, crunch up, reach the weight over. As you reach the legs out, reach the weight back overhead. Exhale, tuck, scoop, lift higher. So inhale, we reach. Exhale, we pull. Knees together, point the toes, pause when you reach. Exhale, crunch even higher. 30 seconds, and then we finish with our double leg lower lift. So weight up, legs up, find your crunch, lower the legs, lift, crunch even higher, little pulse at the top. Down, up, little pulse. We went for about 30 seconds here, and then you can have them rest. Maybe let those knees rock side to side. Get rid of that weight. Okay, for our roll-ups today, I switched it up a bit. So bend the knees over the foot bar, open the arms to a T. This is gonna be more similar arm position to like our long box teaser. Sweep the hands in, crunch up, go down and open. Now this leg position mimics like a full sit-up. You know, if someone's holding your feet down, I'd also prefer this over the alligator legs, like hooking one leg under, one leg over. But we were here for about, 15, 20 seconds. And then immediately we're gonna step off to the right. I cued everybody to step off to the right, drop to a blue, and then I tell them we're going to flying planks. And if the clients have taken 200 classes, they know how to do it. Okay, so right foot's gonna be on the floor, left foot against that shoulder block. Find an athletic lunge stance. We did 30 seconds of our flamingo. Tuck the knee in the nose, round the spine, land toe ball heel. After 30 seconds, we went to our arabesque, sweep the leg back. 30 seconds, make sure you're timing it, and land. I chose a blue because just like in your planks, the blue is gonna challenge the core a little bit more, okay? The red's gonna give you more support. Now, after 2 sets of flying planks, add a yellow. So now we're on a blue and a yellow. It's a little heavier because we're gonna straddle facing toward the back risers and go into some push. So double leg press out and in. This is a shoulder press, and it's important to get your body down. So we have this horizontal line with the body versus being up here, okay? And then I gave the option to toss. Carriage toss a little heavier. Yes, they can do it. After your 30 seconds, left hand to the low back, push, pull, option to toss again here. Okay, 30 seconds, switch arms, add that little toss. The blue and the yellow is definitely challenging, but doable. After you finished a minute and a half, we're gonna step off to the other side. So when I was going through this flow, right, I started on the right side. So I'm over here. We're doing a 180 to straddle. So we're just turning around. It's pretty quick to pop on that spring. Step off to the other side. I would consider that like a pyramid. You do something on the right, something in the middle, something on the left. Take the yellow back off so that we could do flying planks over here. So you're gonna come up, knee tuck, and land. Got those 30 seconds. I want to get everyone's heart rate elevated. Leg sweeps, arabesque. Again, 30 seconds. And I usually dangle a little carrot right about now. I'm like, we're gonna lay down for the whole next series. So once you finish your minute of flying planks, let me just make sure my recording is still going. I'm good. My phone storage got all filled up. So I was like, I made a video and it stopped and I was like, oh no, gotta remake the video. But I was able to delete a lot of stuff. So after the flying planks, we switched to one red and we're on that for a little bit. We're gonna work the abs, the core, the hamstrings just a little bit. Now we need the silver ball, one red spring, lay all the way back down. That ball is gonna go right between the inner thighs and then the feet go in the straps. And usually clients who haven't taken my class are like looking around like, what? We're putting the feet in the straps right now? On a red, like that's blasphemy. But it's gonna work your core more, okay? So once they get in, we go down and up, and then we crunch up right away. Hands behind the head, elbows wide, just adapt around those straps. Squeeze the ball. You've got 30 seconds here. And I do actually like this because your legs are supported. Like we did the double leg lower lift earlier. It's all body weight. This you get a little bit of support. Squeeze that ball. Now next time you go down, hold it, reach the toes, reach the arms, start to pump for your 100. And it's not the full 100 beats. It's just 30 seconds. But I tell them inhale for 5, exhale for 5. I wouldn't even worry about counting, but encourage them to take their legs lower, squeeze that ball, crunch higher, keep the pumps long. Sometimes you're gonna see like a little flapping here. It should be straight pumps from the lats. And then tuck the knees in, and we're gonna straighten the legs right back out because we're not done. But we're gonna bend and press. Hands come back behind the head. Now as you bend in, lift your hips. Reverse crunch, press out, squeeze that ball. So we're getting into the low core. Okay, about 30 seconds here. And then I finish with a little pulse up in that reverse crunch. Lift, low abs. Count them down right here from 8. They're gonna feel their abs and their inner thighs, and then rest. And then I say, hang up straps. We're gonna still be laying down here. Tuck the ball away. Grab just your right strap now. Now we're going into upper body. Small strap is preferred. You can offer the long strap, tabletop, up and down. So it's a red spring, okay? It's a whole spring, lower left. Start everybody here. Now we're gonna start to crunch up and then add the opposite leg reach, okay? This is where I start my timer, 30 seconds. Lat pull, leg reach, back in, okay? After 30 seconds, we're gonna keep going, but we're gonna add a double leg reach out and in. Squeeze the inner thighs, point the toes, brace the core. So we're working the lats with the pull down and coordination after 30 seconds. So that's gonna be a whole minute of lat pull down. We're gonna go to triceps. So elbows down, tabletop, straighten and bend. Now clients can stay here or they start to progress. They can leave their head down for the whole thing, okay? Do 30 seconds, single leg reach, and then 30 seconds, double leg reach, out, in. The hard part is trying to stay centered as you work through this. After a minute of triceps, rest. We finish with a little MC hammer. So both hands come into the one strap. You're gonna bring your legs to tabletop. 3 things happen at once. You're gonna open the legs, crunch up and reach between the legs, come back in, okay? So open straddle, crunch, reach, and then back in. I've got those 30 seconds. Slow it down. I know 2 hands in one strap means you have more strength, but we wanna slow that down. And then rest. After your 30 seconds, hang that up. So it should be about 2.5 minutes on that right side. Before we went to the other side, we did a round of articulation. Yes, on the one red, up and down, My hamstring's already cramping. Okay, you can hold on to the metal frame. My clients freaking crushed this today. Like, it didn't even faze them. And look at me, I'm just cramping. So anyway, we articulated there. The lighter spring is harder. Yes, we can do bridge on one breath. So that's what we did, just to reset. Open up the front of the body, work the back of the body, because bridge is like the opposite of a crunch if you think about it. Okay, now we go back into that straight arm lat pull. Okay, you have all your progressions, single leg reach, and then the stabilizing leg is going to do some weird stuff. So you want to cue to stabilize that leg as clients work through this. After 30, keep going, 30 more seconds, double leg reach. Press, tell them to pause, hold, slowly bring it up. Okay, and also they could just stick with that single leg reach if they choose. Okay, after 30, rest, tricep press, bend and extend. We have our one leg option here, out and in. And then after the 30 seconds, you know it, double leg reach, out, in, options to progress. And then we talked about lighter tension here. The long strap is gonna stretch the spring less. That's why it's a lighter tension. And you have single leg for 30 seconds and double leg for 30 seconds. With this one, it's definitely gonna challenge your mid-sagittal plumb line. So like the center of the body, nose, sternum, belly button, pubic bone staying in one line. It's gonna work the obliques a little bit more. Of course, we still did our MC hammer. It doesn't matter which arm's on top. That's kind of irrelevant. So we're gonna straddle, reach, crunch, bring it all back in. Exhale, press, crunch, hold, back in. I also offered to take the legs lower. It's gonna challenge the abs more. And then after 30, hang it up. Most clients did like a quick little windshield wiper right here. And then we're about halfway through class. At this point, I had everybody come up and off to their right side and make a spring change and grab a long box. So this is when we pop the box up long ways and also switch to a blue. So we got one blue spring on, take that red off, grab a sip of water, make sure we're still timing. Okay, and so just a little tip, you want to teach to the fastest client in the room. So if someone's got this all set up and then they're just standing around watching you help other people, we want to avoid that. So as soon as they get that up, tell them climb on the box and a little cat-cow, okay? So this is just going to get everybody in 4-point kneeling, cat-cow, keep them moving, keep them stretching, okay? Like just a few until everybody's in. And then we're gonna reach down, right strap goes over the foot. Now I gave everybody a blue, so it's gonna be lighter. They can always put their foot in the small strap. And then I tell them arabesque, because half of the class already knows what they're doing. Up and down with that leg. We wanna make sure the left knee is to the middle of the box, hands are down. As you sweep that leg back, also lift it up. Find a long line from the top of the head through the foot. Once you've done 30 seconds, then we bend the knee in, press the leg back and out, squeeze the glute, in and out. You wanna kick that leg up slightly because your glutes are your hip extensors. So if this is flexion of the hip, right? This is extension of the hip. We wanna lift that leg up a little bit. Do 30 seconds, hang up the strap. So we're only on that for a minute because I wanted to get back into upper body as quick as possible. We go right into the other side. And again, little strap is heavier if you want it. Get the clients that are already set going. You can just say, go up and down. They know how to get into it and then go around. Help the slower movers get in. But don't start your timer until that last person has gotten in. Otherwise, that person's only gonna do 2 or 3 reps. So now we're gonna do our donkey kick, bend and press. So you cue to the fastest person, you time to the slowest person. So because the faster movers can keep moving. Like, you don't need a slow down time for them, okay? After you did 30, you can take the strap off and just sit back. Quick child's pose, roll out your wrists or whatever if you need. Now, this is where we get back to upper body. I told them grab the small straps. They can choke up or down for more or less. We're doing a drop set. So the right arm goes up and down 5 times. I'm probably not going to do all of them just for the sake of talking through this. But we're going to go up and down 5 times. I think that's 4 and 5. And then we do 5 on the left. And I kind of just turn up the music and leave them to it. You don't have to talk the whole time while they're doing a drop set. You could actually use the drop set as like a little bit of a break from talking. After 5, then we do 4 on the right, okay? We do 4 on the right, you do 4 on the left. And then you do 3 on the right, and you do 3 on the left. And then you do 2 on the right, 2 on the left, 1 on the right, 1 on the left. I'm not doing all of them just for the sake of the video. That would just take way too long. But that, again, is a pull exercise because you're pulling your arm closer to your body. So that means the muscle focus is, again, going to be more of your lats and the backside of the body. Plus, it is full body. You know, you're stabilizing with your upper body. Your abdominals are working to help stabilize you up there. It's a balance exercise. Now, after we did that drop set, I think we only had a few minutes until I wanted to get clients into feet and straps. So, like my 9:30 class, it was about, so I usually don't start feet and straps until about 10 till, or 5 to 10 minutes for feet and straps. Anything more than that is too much. So it would be like, if it was 9:30 was the start, 10:20 is the end of class, it's about 10:08 right now, okay? So I don't want to start feet and straps yet. I have the long box, I have a blue. I'm just going to have them turn around and put their hands on the foot bar. So keep the spring equipment keep all the equipment the same, the spring the same, change the body position. So we're going to lay on the belly because we did a lot of abs in this class, so I wanted to kind of stretch the core. Swan is the best exercise to stretch the core. So now we're going to lay on the belly, facing toward the foot bar. And I usually like to bring the head a little bit forward, just because otherwise clients will kind of clunk in too soon and it's like you need a little more time. And I get them right into their swan. So they're going to come up and down, and we get a little spinal extension since we did so much flexion in today's class. And just time it. I think I was keeping them here 15, 20 seconds. Then we started to layer. So as they came up, we would do a march, lift, lower, lift, lower. I think I would keep everybody here for another 20, 30 seconds, okay? And then we would come up, lift, rotate, okay? And lift and rotate, another 30 seconds. And that way you're adding rotation to the thoracic spine. You're still getting extension, you're stretching the core, you're challenging the more intermediate people. So right about now, we slide off the box. It's about 10-ish. So I'm right in that feet and straps window, right in that cool down window, that last 10 minutes of class. But I don't want to put their feet in straps yet. I want to give them a few stretches. I have the long box. Step off to the right side because that's where the box is going to go. And then we're going to do our hamstring stretch. So kind of some barrel stretches, on the ladder barrel. We do these stretches, round forward, reach for your toes. Give them, 10, 15 seconds, couple of deep breaths there. And then we go half pigeon. So piriformis, glutes, this is lateral rotation of the hip. And then you can always round forward, to get deeper into that stretch. And of course, we're gonna then do the other side. This is also a good judgment of flexibility, like if somebody can touch their toes or not. Usually measuring planks for strength, core strength, all of that. And then this is a good judge of flexibility. So can you touch your toes? A lot of people can't touch their toes. Pure form. My foot's cramping. Yep, things start happening. But we get that really nice hip stretch here. Elbows can come down, all that good stuff. And then we want to bring the box back down to the floor. Okay, gently place it back against the wall or wherever your box lives at your studio. Now for feet in straps, I always start with the heavier option. I say, let's go 2 reds and a yellow for heavy, okay? And then offer medium, 2 reds for medium, or a red and a blue for light. I never start with light and go up for feet and straps because I feel like a red and a blue just kind of like cancels out the weight of your legs and you're not really actually building any strength there. And I know the lighter the spring, the more core, but feet and straps is supposed to be hip work, okay? And in today's class specifically, we did feet and straps on 1 red. So that was kind of, you know, we already got the core work. So I would definitely, especially in Sculpt class, encourage the 2 reds or 2 reds and a yellow. And they can always go up to a high red, make it a little bit heavier. Then get everybody laying back down, feet in the big straps. You want to go on the arch, closer to the heel. Right about now, I turn off the lights, I change the music. We go up and down with the legs. So today during my flow class, this is a Sculpt class, but during my flow class, I had a lot of girls from my gym come in. So they're like super gym girls. And I told them, I was like, feet in straps is basically gravity-free deadlifts. Okay, think about it. This is a deadlift motion, hinging at the hip, hamstring, glute, focus, because we're pressing down, extending the hip, right? So depending on how much time you have, do a little internal rotation. You want to cue femur, knee, ankle turning in. It's going to pull the outer part of the hip a little more. And then external rotation, starting from the hip, because feet in straps is really hip work. And then we did a little bit of froggy, in and out. Squeeze the heels together. This is our gravity-free squat. That's what makes the reformer so cool, is like we can get people with knee replacements or hip replacements doing squats without the factor of gravity or standing upright. And then I've been calling these ones sumo squats. Heels wide, bend and press. This one requires more control. You're gonna see legs going all over the place, okay? After that, leg circles. Gotta get those leg circles in. Keep the low back fixed, hips heavy. Slow it down whenever the legs are coming up. And for feet and straps, I usually just I'll say leg circles and then I'll be quiet. Then I'll say reverse and I'll just sit back, because that 10 minutes or 5 minutes is kind of my reset. And you don't have to talk through the whole thing, because I find I get pulled out of my flow state if there's too many cues, too much talking, too many, random noises and things. So sometimes it's okay to just sit back and be quiet. And then maybe a little Peter Pan, bend a knee in, reach a leg out, press back to the middle, keep your low back and your hips heavy and centered. And then I actually got some feedback from a client today about short spine. She said, nobody really cues short spine. So listen to how I cue short spine and use this, okay? So start with your legs long. We're gonna first lift the legs up, roll up to the shoulders, okay? Try to close the spring all the way. This is our jackknife or candlestick. Tuck the knees into the chest, roll like a ball, back down, and then press the legs back out. We can refine it even more. So start in parallel, press the arms down. Lift the legs. You want to try to take the legs back as far as possible. I don't have a lot of hamstring flexibility, so this is about how far I can go. And then roll up to the shoulders. Close the spring in. Now at the top, turn out, heels together, toes apart, bend the knees in toward the shoulder blocks, and then slowly roll back down. So that one's almost like a little froggy. Knees come in, roll down, press the heels down, and then it's like a froggy, press out back to parallel. So of course, once you've got it down, it goes a little faster, okay? It's a short spine massage. It feels so good on the back, especially because we did swan in the class. So short spine massage is meant to help massage the spine. And then hamstring stretch, of course. Spine is long. You can pedal into it if that feels good. Open the legs wide, rock side to side, massaging the hips and the back, stretching the inner thighs and the hamstrings. Happy baby. Reach up for the feet, pull down. This is going to be a stretch for your back and for your hips. This is a deep hip flexion, big squat position, right? And then we come down butterfly. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. Find a stretch. I love to bring my hands back on the frame because I just get a nice big stretch through my chest and my pecs. I love to give clients about 45 seconds here just to close the eyes. It's kind of like Savasana in yoga, and just let their practice sink in. You want to end class right on time. Just how we start class right at 9:30, we end class right at 10:20 because it's a 50-minute class. That's what we sell. That's what we advertise. So we don't want to go over because someone might be coming in after you to teach, or your next class is coming in after and you only have 10 minutes to like go to the bathroom and like clean everybody up. So time management is crucial. Right when it hits 10:20, I'm saying thank you. You can hang up your straps, find your foot bar, load up all the springs. Everyone was sufficiently sweaty and happy with that class. Whole body. We had a little extra emphasis on the upper body and the core. I hope you guys enjoy.